What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Now, kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. We got to chop it up about LSU. They just lost their second game straight, losing to South Carolina last week, and then they just lost on the road to Mississippi State. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Man, they looked like that they had this game in the bag at halftime. They were in control. But shout out to Mississippi State. Executed, kept them off the boards, forced them into tough shots. Never let LSU establish an offensive rhythm truly in the second half. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest, and join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Well, this is not the result most of us expected. Let's be honest. LSU was a favorite in this game. It was supposed to be a bounce back game for them after losing an emotional contest at home to South Carolina. They go on the road to Starksville, Mississippi, taking on Mississippi State. And I tell you what, them Bulldogs was ready. They was fierce. They was biting. Shout out to these guards. Man, they had Haley Van Lith locked in you know where. She got benched at one point in this game for like a big portion of the fourth quarter, and just a drought. LSU went over 4 minutes without a bucket. They tried to claw back, fought to the end. There was some suspect shot selection out there from Michaela Williams, but she also hit a big three to keep them in this contest late. But Mississippi State was able to ice the game at the free throw line, and they did something that barely any teams have been able to do against LSU. They kept them off the boards, limited transition points, and they limited second chance points for Angel Reese and Anissa Morrow. Shout out to Mississippi State. Let's look at the numbers. Mississippi State came out and had a good first quarter and outscored LSU 20-18, but LSU came back fighting, firing on all cylinders in the second quarter, and ending the quarter with a three-pointer from Anissa Morrow to send them into the half with the lead. Now, the third quarter was a totally different ball game. Mississippi State was forcing turnovers, getting transition buckets, knocking down perimeter shots. They were firing on all cylinders and had the highest scoring quarter of either team with 28 points in the third, and they closed it out in the fourth. Now, we mentioned they did a great job of just making things tough for execution-wise for LSU on the offensive side. The Bulldogs shot 53% from the field, 9 of 17 from 3, shooting over 52% from the three-point line. And then the big thing, they out-rebounded LSU 36-34. We don't see LSU lose the rebounding margin often, so that's just a testament to Mississippi State rebounding as a team down there. But we'll get to that. They also won the assist battle and the blocks, and they forced 21 turnovers. They were picking LSU's pockets, forcing guards to make mistakes, jumping the passing lanes, and off to the races. Points off turnovers was really big in this game for Mississippi State. Looking at LSU, Anissa Morrow, 15 points. You know, she had her moments, but definitely forced some tough shots. I know when she had come up with a really nice steal in transition and rushed the shot. They were down by 4, I believe, and had a chance to cut it to one possession. And she just took a bad shot, ended up, last Tarapoa ended up grabbing the rebound but getting tied up, and it went back to Mississippi State. They did, and we got to talk about them denying Angel Reese. Reese had 20 and 17. She demanded her respect on Twitter. She said she's a dog. She continues to perform. But late in the game, when LSU should have been running the offense through Angel Reese, Mississippi State did just a heck of a job denying her the basketball. It was impressive. They brought the double team. They just suffocated Reese and made things hard for her late in the contest. Michaela Williams, 11 points. 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Not her best game, but hey, she was playing really good on both ends of the basketball as far as the defensive. She made more of an impact on the defensive side of the basketball. Let's just say that. But she still chipped in 11 points. Flau'jae Johnson continuing to have a superb sophomore year. 18 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, and she had a couple late buckets in the third and the fourth quarter that really kept this game from getting ugly and out of reach. Haley Van Lith had put together 2 solid performances, but she lays an egg against Mississippi State. 4 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. And she, like I mentioned, got benched for a serious amount of time in the fourth quarter. And I'm looking at it, and like in that last possession, like those last couple huddles, she was looking absolutely confused. Like she didn't know where she was supposed to be or what she was going to do. She tried to hit a late 3-pointer, airballed it, and it just pretty much summed up the night for LSU. Just a tough shooting night, and we gotta salute Mississippi State for really getting in these guards' chests. You gotta talk about Jacayla Jordan. Just her impact, change of pace, scoring ability, getting all the paint touches that she wanted, knocking down a 3 ball. Anytime that LSU felt like that they were coming back in the second half, she made a big shot, and it was just impressive. She lived up to the moment. She hit some big free throws and was the big reason why Mississippi State got their first top 10 win under their head coach. We talked about so many special freshmen in the 2024 class, and another one stepped up tonight. Miracle Shepherd, a lightning quick with the basketball. She was giving Haley Van Lith and other guards all types of trouble. Just her quick first step, playing in the pick and roll. Finished with 12 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Just getting all types of paint touches, finding shooters, picking pockets on defense. She just brought so much energy on both sides of the basketball and left her fingerprints all over this game. Darian Rogers as well, 19 points, made some big shots, hit a big 3 to pretty much close the door on LSU, knocked down some free throws late. Like, these guards from Mississippi State really controlled the pace. They handled LSU's full court pressure. LSU attempted to really claw back in this game, and they forced some turnovers, and they did enough to make it interesting late. But we see, there's just not a depth, when that starting five, when they start rotating players off the bench, there's just a huge drop-off. There's not a lot of production. They look gassed towards the end of the game, trying to keep up with the speed of these Mississippi State guards. That's 2 straight conference losses right now. And I'm not saying it's time to panic or anything like that, but we are seeing LSU get exposed on the defensive side of the ball. Guards were getting paint touch after paint touch after paint touch. They were hitting threes. They just were in rhythm. They were moving the basketball. They were playing fast. They were running LSU off the court. I mean, Mississippi State had the crowd rocking, their first sold-out crowd this season, and rightfully so. They delivered. They performed. I mean, those guards just continue to pick LSU apart and cause havoc. Honestly, they made big shot after big shot. Every time it felt like LSU was getting back into the game in the second half, clawing back, and it was like, oh, that championship DNA is showing. It looks like, this is just going to be another tough test for them, but they're going to still get it done. But no, Mississippi State had a lot to say about this situation, and that was a great game. It was physical. We got to talk about the 6'5" center Jessica Carter and the job that she did late, just really working to deny Angel Reese the basketball. She finished with 6 rebounds, 2 leading the team for the Bulldogs. Just her physicality on the defensive side, crashing the glass, bothering shots. Even if she didn't block it, she was bothering shots out there. And you just got to salute the effort. It was a team effort for Mississippi State. They came out, they took LSU's best shot and kept on pushing, kept on fighting. They believed, and they had the crowd believing, and they walk out with a W, their biggest win in quite some time. And for LSU, they got a rebound. They're a team that's gonna get every team's best shot every single night, and we know that, and they've continued. We saw it with Auburn. You know what I'm saying? 4th loss on the season right now. They got some things to figure out. we've seen, I know I've brought up Haley Van Lith, like, she's got to continue to try to find her role. Because they went with Last Poa for most of the fourth quarter. So she's got to continue to find her role within this team and just be consistent. Shot selection was very suspect. They just never looked comfortable. A lot of forced, tough, contested shots on the night and led to a bad shooting percentage. You know what I'm saying? This is just something that we're not accustomed to seeing from LSU for the most part this season. They've been getting really good production from the perimeter, from their guards. And tonight, shots just were not falling. They looked scrambled, never got comfortable. Mississippi State brought all types of pressure, packed the lane, brought double teams, put pressure, suffocating pressure on Morrow as well as Reese in the paint. It was just a long night for them, to be honest with you, and the guards didn't step up and make the shots that they needed to make. Flau'jae Johnson did everything she could in this game. Angel Reese fought through the pressure, played hard, still grabbed 17 rebounds. She fought through double teams, fought through very physical play. You know what I'm saying? Came up with some really big plays, and they just could not get her to basketball late in that contest. We saw her get denied. We saw them settle for some tough three-point shots. Some went in, and majority of them did not. Mississippi State missed some free throws, but they were able to hit enough to keep this run going and win this game outright. Looking ahead, LSU has to bounce back. They get a break. They get a pretty good break, and then they play again Sunday against Florida. So they're going to have to bounce back quick, man. We're seeing that the SEC is feeling like a gauntlet this year. Other than South Carolina, any team can lose any night. It's crazy, y'all. I just can't even believe what we just witnessed. It was a middle of the pack, really, 3-3 Mississippi State team, middle of the pack in the SEC right now. And hey, they got the dub. They got the dub over one of the perennial powers in the SEC. Flex their muscles. And Kim Mulkey and staff and company got to go back to the drawing boards and figure out exactly what they need to do to tighten things up. Cut down on these turnovers, 20-plus turnovers. It's not going to get you wins. They got to take care of the basketball. They got to value each possession for possession, y'all. They got outplayed. They got outclassed. They played Mississippi State basketball tonight. Y'all saw it. There was nothing. They had nothing for Mississippi State. They waited too late to try to turn it on, and Mississippi State just pedaled to the metal, never let up, and earned this victory. I mean, I'm not saying it's time to panic for LSU, but they got some things to figure out. Because it's obvious that South Carolina is a tier above them right now. And I get it. They're still building that chemistry. They're still figuring out maybe their best rotation. Poa brings an intensity and size and a capability on the defensive side that Haley Van Lith doesn't. But on the opposite, Haley Van Lith brings an undeniable scoring, just a deep bag on the offensive side that Poa, is not a scoring threat. They're basically playing 4-on-5 out there on offense. She's not even looking to score. You know what I'm saying? Defenses they're not respecting her right now as an offensive threat. It's just so much pressure on Morrow, Flau'jae, Michaela Williams, Angel Reese. There's just so much pressure on them. We've seen Michaela Williams put 2 back-to-back kind of a sluggish shooting night, 2 back-to-back games, and rightfully so. She's a freshman. She hasn't looked like a freshman most games, but the last 2 games that LSU has played, she has undoubtedly looked like a freshman. She's cooling off a bit, and other players are looking to pick up the slack, but when you're so reliant on your starting 5, I mean, it makes it almost impossible to win if you're not getting some type of production from the bench. But we'll see, stamina depth continues to hold LSU back. We've said it before. Tonight, we're saying it again. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments, though. Holler at your boy. Let me know what y'all are thinking about this entire situation. Is LSU in trouble? Can they rebound? Are they going to turn things around and come out and punch Florida in the mouth? Is this going to be motivation? Or do they continue to slump down the SEC? Y'all holler at your boy. And make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. Appreciate everybody showing love. Y'all keep liking, commenting, subscribing, and let me know your thoughts. Holler at me. Until next time, hey, we out.